Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Guitar of the Day. I'm your host, Michael Lemo, and today it is Thumpin' Thursday, and we have something really cool. But first, it's my buddy Greg Coates.
Woohoo!
Yes, and this is kind of in my camp, I would say. Something I would be playing if I played bass. Gives you a little hint. But let's check it out. It came in a gig bag, but I don't think I've seen one of these at the shop before. I'm not sure exactly sure on the year, but it is a Fender Jaguar bass. Crafted in Japan in Dakota Red.
Ooh.
With a matching headstock.
Very cool. Very cool. I like the block inlays, the pearlite block inlays on the Rosewood boards. Really nice.
Yeah, check out those block inlays. Really, really, really cool. And of course, you got that offset body. So, Greg, what does this guy do?
This is an active. Passive is down, and active treble and bass control.
Okay.
So you've got like a 9-volt powered preamp in here. You got your, I believe that's parallel and series settings for the two pickups on and off. You know, jazz bass coils here. This is the bridge. This is the neck. Those are off, down, up,
On.
Together. Volume and tone control. Basically, like set up like a regular Jaguar, except this controls an active passive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So not a rhythm circuit. It's a little different on this one, unlike the guitar. As you can see, the crafted in Japan. You got the skunk stripe on the back, but pretty clean too. So this is the active, I guess, with the battery.
9-volt, container, which is nice. So you don't have to take the pick guard off the.
Yeah, that is nice. Easy access.
It's got the Godot machine.
Don't throw it out. Yeah. Don't throw it in the trash. Definitely not, because this is way too cool. Really, really cool bass, and a lot of options.
Yeah, and there's a ton of tonal options on this. It's really cool. But also they use, so it's a kind of a nice combination of, it's like a custom bass almost. You've got an offset body, which is not standard for Fender, for basses, but you've got a vintage style, the threaded rod, nickel plated threaded rod saddles, which I'm a huge fan of tone-wise, and the fact that you can use that to adjust the spacing of the strings. Really useful.
Really cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite sounding Fender bridge, and they put those on, late 50s P's and J's, late 50s P's and J's and early 60s P's and J's. But also because it has a flatter radius, a more modern radius. I think it looks like about a 9.75 radius. It just has a lot of modern, but also a couple throwback kind of designs. It's a nice mishmash of old school and new school designs. I've seen, a number of people playing these are really sounding great, like a really beefy, loud jazz bass. Yeah, the bridge pickup on its own was actually really usable, which isn't always the case with jazz bass bridge pickups. You usually have to use the neck pickup in conjunction with it. But this thing, had a lot of different tones, all of them usable.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, really nice.
And definitely will stand out on stage. So we'll take this one out front.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Jaguar bass.
Woo! What?
Hey everybody, this is Greg Coates down here at Norman's Rare Guitars. I'm here today with a awesome crafted in Japan Fender Jaguar bass. Beautiful candy apple red, no sparkle, just red. Got a 9-volt powered preamp in it here, the switchable on and off active treble and bass controls. Down here, this is a series and parallel switch, neck pickup, bridge pickup on and off, down is off. Basic treble and basic volume and tone control. Really cool block inlaid Rosewood fingerboard. These are really great basses. I think they made them red, black, and occasionally you see a sunburst, but this is the wonderful red. Looks like a fire engine. We will take it through neck pickup first. Very similar to a jazz bass. It's pretty much this is going to sound like jazz bass pickups. Pickup. Signal, like really usable signal off a bridge pickup on its own. Typically you don't get as much of a usable tone out of the jazz bass pickup on its own in the bridge position, but this actually has a really fat, almost kind of Music Man sound to it. You can introduce the active circuit with that and really beef up the bottom end too. That's just the bridge pickup on its own. Pretty fat for just a single jazz bridge pickup. I have both pickups, and this is in, I believe, parallel here. With the active circuit off right now. The series should be a little fuller sounding. Very sustained. One thing I really like about this bass, and I'll point it out for good reason, they're using the nickel-plated, basically like these threaded rod saddles. As far as stock Fender bridges, I really love the sound of these. This is what you'd find on like a 50s era P bass or an early 60s jazz bass, and then they enable you to actually adjust the spacing so you can get the strings actually spaced out over the magnets and get an even response. I really love this. It's really cool that they use this as opposed to a solid barrel that's kind of stuck as far as the spacing goes. So if you use like a lead or an exposed core string, you can actually get it set up properly over the pickups. Yeah, a really cool detail that I think it's nice that the Fender Japanese company or Japanese factory thought of that. It's a nice detail. Here we go with kind of explore the active circuit a little bit more. With this, there's an active treble control and an active bass control, kind of similar to the early 70s Music Man basses. You've got the bass, the treble. Nice. This is the neck pickup. Add some treble to it and get kind of that bitey. Nice aggressive sound. You can roll the bottom end in. That's with the treble cranked up all the way. You can roll the bottom end in and kind of fill that out a little bit. Really cool variety of tones out of one instrument. You know, it's kind of like a glorified jazz bass with a really cool shape to it. The offset shape is really great access to the upper frets if you need to. But the bound fingerboard, the block inlays, pardon me, is a really cool cosmetic aspect of it. It's just a really well thought out bass that kind of features some old designs and some new technology like the active passive circuit with a two-band, treble and bass controls. Really useful. Great combination of tones just with the passive mode and the series parallel switch. Really great instrument if you want to pull a lot of tones out of one thing. Definitely, more variations than that of a P bass, or or even maybe as much different tones with the active circuit of like something comparable like a G&L or a Music Man. But great instrument. This is a modern, crafted in Japan Fender Jaguar bass. Yeah, nice and light. Great player, great condition, lots of different tones. Come on down and check it out.
Thanks, Greg.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye.